Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Miss JD for my part 2 of our daily stock market insights, and this video is dedicated to one of our Patreon members, Ginger Jin, and she wanted us to review AGI, Double Dragon, HLCM, and Meralco. And of course, I also have added some of your requests on my list. So we'll go right ahead and discuss that. Oh, by the way, I think in my previous video, which I shared earlier today, I talked about the stocks in my portfolio. If you want to check that out, I'll put the link down below. I have not talked about the index, how the index performed today. Oh, wow, solid green. So, well, we have some bullish movement in the market today, and well, this used to be a support and this is a resistance currently. Short-term wise, that's a resistance. So let's see tomorrow or later today. It's already 3 in the morning, by the way. If the price starts much higher than 7,000, probably 7,200, and most of let's say we end one candlestick outside of that resistance level, then definitely we have a breakout play in most of our stocks in the index. No, the index is on a breakout, but definitely what that simply means is most of our stocks that are in the index are performing well. However, we still have to deep dive into each one to really understand what is currently happening in these stocks. But I'd like to prioritize the request of Ginger Jin. This one is for you. First is AGI. Oh, there's a dividend. December 10th. Okay, not that much, but at least we have. Okay, for our AGI over here, we've been moving on a bullish direction, right, for the longest time. And what I can see here at the moment is that this could be a possible area of resistance. The area where we are currently at, that could mean a possible area of resistance at the moment. Reason being is, look at this. You had some consolidation that happened here, which in some occasions, when the price hits that level, there's a rejection, and then eventually there was a breakdown in the price. This was the height of the recession, first week of the recession, no, pandemic. And then we started recovering, and we finally reached price level before the pandemic started. So one thing that we can say here is that two things. Again, because we are sitting at a possible resistance, we could have a successful breakout by tomorrow, or if we see another red candlestick later today, that could mean a sign of weakness. Okay, so it could be a make or break day later today. So probably if you want to still get in, two things. You can wait for it to break out one official candlestick ending above 10-15 area. That would be a better story. However, if it ends below that, then consider one, if you're already profitable, consider locking in some profit. Or number two, if you're still interested to get in, that won't be a perfect timing as of yet. If we end a candlestick below the 10-10 level. So one strategy that I can suggest here probably would be an end of day trading. At least you already have 80 or 90% of the picture, right? Because if it drops, the next area of possible bounce, which is your support, the next level would be around this area, 9.47. See that? Used to be a resistance here, and it created a support right here. It could even extend up to this level because you have the wick down here. So yeah, let's put it down there. 936 would be the next area of possible bounce. If there's really no negatives and catalyst, no negative news about it, then chances are we could just be stabilizing at the 936 area. So at least you have two possibilities, and you know what to do in these scenarios. Next is Double Dragon, which I also mentioned in my video because I am in this stock as well. Overall, I'm pretty bullish with Double Dragon because of the plants, right? So wheat would be the next big thing for Double Dragon, and I'm not 100% sure if they are going to create an IPO, which is a totally different stock, or it is going to be still Double Dragon. But definitely, because both, if in case these are going to create two tickers, right? If it is going to be a different stock in the market, point is this is under the same roof. Okay, so it's still Double Dragon and still got properties, right? So also, I mentioned in my video, volume here is way higher than the volume in the previous years, in fact. So, and at the same time, we just reached the bottom and we're starting to recover. We have already higher highs. This is your first high, and then second one, it is higher now. And then when it drops, the dip is creating some higher lows. So just hang in there if you have already entered in this stock. Just hang in there. I am looking at some more bullish movements in the coming days. Okay, so if you're still interested in getting in, try to haggle maybe around 1478. That would be a good entry. Very near. We're still very near the possible support right now. This is where I see it. Okay, 1480. All right. Next would be HLCM. Wow, HLCM. Interesting. What I can say here, I'm torn because this could already mean a higher low, a lower high. I mean, okay. So maybe what you can do here is like this one in the short term. Okay, I'm not talking about short term direction of this stock, but okay, I'm also plotting something like this there. So it could possibly move this way, right? Move here, and it dropped, bounced, it respected the downtrend channel. But what we are anticipating at the moment is a first possibility is it drops, try to stabilize at the ME20 line and create a support right there, and eventually break out. Okay? Or scenario number 2, tomorrow we could break out right at this level. Then that's a better story. You have a breakout play. You've broken the downtrend channel. Okay. Number 3 scenario is the moment it drops lower than the ME20 line, then that simply means we are still respecting the downtrend channel in that situation. See that? We did this, created a drop right here and created a lower high, and then if it drops further down, it will create a lower low, probably around 634, and then continue again over here. So at least you have 3 possibilities. 1, breakout tomorrow. 2, goes down and stabilize at 655. If it drops lower than 655, then it might create a lower low. That's what we're looking at for HLCM. Next one is Meralco. Meralco is also another good stock. The reason why I'm saying is this is a basic commodity, right? We need power. So in terms of long-term outlook, this stock will for sure be with us for a long period of time, unless that day will come and because I know the government is really pushing for renewable energy, but that's still there could be a lot of collaborations that might happen, right? So renewable power, renewable energy could have some partnership with Meralco. Meralco could probably buy some I don't know how it works there in that world, but buy some power coming from solar energy and then distribute it to the public, right? So that's my perspective in a layman's eye. So there could be some collaboration that might happen, but definitely Meralco will not disappear anytime soon. However, right now, then of course we have slowly recovered, right? As you can see right here, we've slowly recovered from the time when the pandemic hit March over here, and then we started climbing up, and the people are already profitable. And currently, I think what is happening is that they're taking some profit, and there's some recovery that's happening. But just know that at the moment, we're having some resistance at the MA20 line. 2 days in a row, you had a rejection that happened in that area. So try to see first if it goes down further. Let's see if it will create a. This used to be a support right here, so it could also revisit that, and then just do probably we might have some sideways movement first before it recovers again. But definitely this is a possible support that I see because of this. It could also be this, right? Because of this level. So I'm plotting it here as well. Just know that there are key levels that you have very near the current price. So that's a sign of weakness. So let's see first if it will just bounce at the 293, or if it breaks, it could go down further to 282. Okay, but overall, what I can say here is that we have a resistance happening at the MA20 line because we started moving below the MA20 line. You see that? We started crossing this and then it recovered. So definitely this is still on a downtrend because people are profitable and are taking profit right now. BPI. BPI had a good bounce, right? Good job. So see this? This is a support at the 79.95 or 80 to be exact. So let's see if tomorrow, because this is a solid green, there's no wick up there, so there wasn't any rejection that happened. This could be a last minute lift in the price, right? Probably last 5 minutes, last 15 minutes. See that? Boom, last 10 minutes. So we might see some continuation that will happen later today. Next resistance I'm looking at would be 88.92. So try to, of course, remind yourself what your objective is. Are you just here for trading, or are you a long-term investor? Because this is already a bounce. For long-term investors, let's see, you have a huge potential for the stock to go higher. But if you're simply trading this, your next resistance level would be 88.92. Now it's up to you if you'd like to take profit right away, or you are willing to entertain some dips, slight fluctuations before a price could recover totally and break the resistance. Okay, see this? There was a solid sell-off, and now the lift in the price is not that much. See that the volume is not that much, so it could easily be rejected again. So I'm still plotting a support at the 79.95 because there could be some profit taking, because 5% in the Philippine market is already significant. So anywhere between 79.95 to 84 for me. Try to take advantage of those fluctuations later today if you want to enter. But overall, my 2 cents here, if you're dealing with BPI, deal with it for mid to long term as much as possible, because you're still at a healthy level if you're going to look at it long term. Next one is MPI. MPI, we had a nice. I think this request came from Benjamin. Benjamin is also a tenured trader in the industry. So I think what he's sharing to us right now are really promising setups. So look at this. It attempted to break, but one thing I can say is that because the candlestick is not really 100% yet outside of the resistance, so there could be some fluctuation. It could just revisit your previous resistance. So for me, 439, if you can get in right there, haggle for a few cents, because it could do something like this, right? We could have a gap up tomorrow, and then it will fill the gap or even reach up to this level, then continue the uptrend. So that's one thing I can see. It's like, and this happens most of the time, right? You have a solid green continuation because the buying sentiment is there, very strong. But within the day, it fills the gap. Good if that thing happens, but what if it continues to move higher and higher? So chances are it will continue to move higher, but at one point people will take profit, and in a lot of occasions it will go down and fill the gap. So we don't like that, because tendency is if it will fill the gap, you're already way up there, probably around this level, and then it will go down to fill the gap and move again, move higher again. But that part, it's not going to be a good story, because we're sure that people, a lot of newbies, have already entered right here, and they'll be on a negative, and it will challenge their emotions. Sometimes they will exit, right? Because they'll cut loss, only to discover that it will just fill the gap and go back again. So those are the possibilities. But definitely, I'm still plotting for 39 level as our support area, just in case there will be fluctuations. Just take advantage of that. This is one of the stocks in the index. Okay, so another very stable company. However, ever since, MPI is the slowest moving stock in the index. RLC. Let's take a look. RLC, okay, promising movement. We're looking healthy. This used to be a resistance right here, right? And this one too. So we might see some more bullish movements, but just be extra careful, you know. The volume right here is which stock was this? Like BPI, I just talked about BPI. It almost looked the same. Let me see. Yeah, BPI, RLC. Almost the same setup. But let's see if there will be a continuation. Okay. Otherwise, if it drops, let's take a look at 1747. Okay, just in case. But this is already a good sign. We might be triggering some more movements up there. Next one is MWIDE. Oh, MWIDE is on a red today, but there was a rejection right at the MA20 line. So, I mean, there was a bounce. That wick down there would simply mean a bounce at that area. So twice in a row that was hit. So I'm thinking we will just be doing sideways and then continue to move up. Overall, look at that. You're just starting your recovery right here. Okay. So remember I talked about BDO. See that? Long sideways. And this we're starting to recover. Tech is another story. Long sideways and we're starting to recover. SMC, you had a long sideways and you start to recover. So if I am to go back with MWIDE, we might also achieve the same outlook there. Long sideways and we're starting to recover, stabilize first before continue moving up. One good thing about the situation is that we're moving above the MA20 line, and each time we touch the MA20, that keeps the support even stronger. And also you have to consider your RSI. Your RSI, we're already in the 50s level. That means momentum is starting to pick up. Okay, see that? So if you're planning to get in, actually this is an area you should start accumulating. But guys, the stock market, in the stock market, you have to appreciate the art of waiting. Okay, don't expect to gain significant amount overnight. There are some stocks that you have to enter early for a bigger payoff, right? Especially for position traders. I know there are a lot of you guys who are also of the same profile. We are position traders because we cannot really stay with the market 100% of the time. We have jobs. So the best entry would be to find the lowest point, and when you see signs of recovery, this is a sign of recovery because we started some bounce right there, and it just retraced, or there was a correction. At least during a correction, it did not go all the way down again. We created a higher low. So this is a setup that really looks attractive for position traders. Look at the volume. Volume right here is also picking up, right? So while the majority of the people are not interested in this time because their money is sleeping, but for position traders, this is an area where we accumulate volume, and then now it's starting to pay off. But this is still very attractive. This is the first retracement. If you're to look at the Elliott wave, this is your wave 1 when it went up here. This is your wave 1. This could be your 2. And then if you move further, we could create another line going up, but we need to find the resistance level again. But I'm not an expert in Elliott wave, but this is just the second. This is point number 1, this is point number 2, because it created a higher low. So we're still, looks like we will be respecting the uptrend channel right here. PXP. PXP, we had a breakout. Good job. We had 1.8 million on foreign buying. So we might see some more movements going up here. Okay. So watch out. We might see that. Also, volume was also picking up. We're still there. Slightly higher, almost at the overbought level, but we might still have some continuation by tomorrow. If you can enter, try to observe first, okay? If it will continue to move up, or if it will retrace for a while back at the MA20 line. So two things, okay? But I have a strong feeling that there will be a continuation because this also used to be a resistance, right? And we managed to cross that. But wait for, although we don't really have control, sometimes it does a gap up. So if it happens that way, then probably find your timing, because that signifies that we have a breakout play. Then MRSGI. MRSGI still respecting your MA20 line. We're still in an uptrend channel. So if you'd like to enter here, enter as near as you can at the MA20 line, so 157 to 161. Either way is still very good, okay? So the nearer you are to the 157 level, that's a bonus for you. Overall, look at that. This stock also dropped massively. So the climb, the bullish movement is just starting for this stock. So yeah, I think this is another attractive stock to look at. But guys, one assignment for you, as I always mention here, do your assignment, research, check the news. What's good about Investorgrams is that the news here could be posted here, but it could also be coming from PSEH. So we don't even have to go to PSEH because articles here, most of them are from PSEH. But also, doesn't matter, you can go ahead and check PSEH because all the stocks are there. All the news, all the disclosures are there. Even the schedules of the dividend of each stock, they're all there. So very, very good resources available for us for free. Okay, so these are the stocks I have reviewed for you. This is part 2 of our daily stock market insights. Please don't forget to watch my first video. I shared what's in my portfolio. Okay, in the meantime, I also have 2 other links down in the description. One is from my Patreon account. Number 2 is a link to eToro in case you want to start trading the US market. You can with 0 fees. Okay, but I also talked about some fee structure in another video. Just look for them in my uploads. Okay, so but if you're just going to trade for a buy position with no leverage. That's for free in eToro. Okay, you can trade stocks, forex, or currency, even the cryptocurrency. So I think that is it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for now.